Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us, we have an interesting box. It says Pocket AM FM Radio, and that's all it says. When I got this, I was like, what am I in for? That is the cheapest packaging I've ever seen for a radio. Okay, the name of this radio, if I can pronounce it right, is Daogoly. Not the ugly radio, the Daogoly radio. Now, I might be butchering that, but I tried to search on the internet to make sure I was pronouncing that right. So anyway, I picked up this radio for $12 from Amazon. I'm always on the lookout for a cheap and expensive radio for you guys to see if they're good or not. And I was like on the fence about this radio because number one, the name of the radio was funny looking. The radio was kind of plain Jane looking. And then when I got it, I was like, oh boy, with this box. So with that said, let's go check it out. So there's our box. Pretty simple. Wraps around there. No pictures, nothing. Made in China. Pretty basic stuff here. So go ahead and open it up. Yeah, I'm fine with that name. Looks like I say it too many times. Alright, so that's the radio. Set that aside. In the box we got, looks like a sheet. I haven't seen this yet. Alright, what's it say here? Operating instructions, indicators. Okay. So it gives all the little stuff there and where it pertains to. Okay. On the back, operating. Okay, it tells us to put the two batteries in, double A's. Okay, tips. All right, bad weather, dense building, power station, high frequency equipment, may interfere with. Okay, so that's pretty well written. There's our frequency specs. It says 530 to 1700 on AM, and FM is 88 to 108. And then our speaker 8 ohm, 5 or half a watt. So okay, there you go. Very simple instructions for a simple radio. All right, so here is the radio. The Daogoly. You know, it makes me laugh every time I say it. But you guys are in for a treat. Let's go ahead and just get this out of here. Okay, the plastic bag, throw it aside. Let's go over dimensions of this radio. It's 2.5 inches across. It's 4 inches tall. And it's got a case depth of 7/8 of an inch. Okay, size comparison. I got a few things I usually have on the table. We got CC Pocket I have all the time. Seems to be my regular here. There we go. I need for them to build one of these radios with an indicator light, like a power light. Like that. It says power. Have a little power LED on this thing because I keep leaving this on. At least I use rechargeables in it. All right, next we have the Invincible Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He can do it like no one can. Yeah, so there you go for the deck of cards. Gives you an idea of the size. It is about the size of a deck of cards. I would say it's hanging over just a little tiny bit. Cool. I think that's about it for most of my radios on my thing here. I don't really have. I just had the recently reviewed Hunrongda radio. Yeah, not very pocket friendly compared to this radio, but there you go. All right, so let's talk about features of the Daogoly radio. Yeah, I looked that up. Dao, and then this can be pronounced a bunch of ways, but I'm calling Gali or Goli. Daogoly. So okay, let's go. Left hand side, it has a headphone jack, kind of metal sleeve there, which little sign of quality, which I'm surprised on a $12 radio. Got a nice silver paint job. So the headphones, it's both ears mono, FM mono, AM, of course, 2 ears mono. Actually has a good sound. You do hear low level hiss. It's there, but it is good headphone experience. Here we have a off and an AM and FM switch here, so you can turn on your radio by doing that. It's awesome. Like that. From the radio, we have the name. We have the dial, FM, 88 to 108 megahertz. We got a log scale in the middle. We got AM, 530 to 1700. You got a red indicator there. It's see on the camera, you can see it pretty good. In person, it's a little easier to see, but that red's pretty bright. They could have made those windows just a little bit bigger, I think. Power, when this little red LED that pops on, it doesn't blind me, which is good. Some of those radios, they're blindingly bright, but the little red LED tells me the radio's on, which is nice. It says analog tuning. It says PR-108. I forgot to give you the model number. Well, there's your model number, PR-108. Yeah, I had too much fun pronouncing the name. I forgot I had a model number. That's the only thing on there, the little tiny number. Okay, so we have speaker grill. Behind here is a 1.5-inch speaker. And in the bottom here, AM FM pocket radio. Okay. Right hand side, we have a tuning wheel, which is a different color than the volume wheel. Never seen that. It's kind of a whitish material there. And then we have a volume control, which is really nice. It's separate from the switch. Set your volume once and forget about it. If you like a certain station, a certain volume, I do like that. It's nice and smooth. So there you go. And the smoothing and smooth tuning too, by the way. Very smooth tuning. This is a DSP radio, if you couldn't guess, even though this is analog tuning. It is a DSP radio. But like I said, you guys are in for a treat. Well, this isn't too much of a treat here, but the antenna length is 7 inches. It's pretty wimpy antenna. Affects its FM sensitivity quite a bit on that, but it is still workable. On the back of the radio, we have a belt clip. Yeah. And then here we have the battery compartment, which holds our 2 AA batteries. Nice to see that. You know, you get these smaller pocket radios, and they have those AAA batteries, and you know those are going to die quickly. So it's nice to see some high capacity on a smaller radio like this, because this is actually a nice pocket-friendly radio. I like this a lot. This is even with a belt clip. You can take the belt clip off, by the way. Lift, pull it off, sweet. But it's actually, I like the size. I like the curved edges too. That's pretty neat. All right, so that's the features. Let's talk about FM reception, and then we'll do a little audio test with this. FM reception report. So the FM sensitivity on this radio was good. I found 57 stations with this tiny little antenna. It was pretty hard to get those stations, and that brings us to FM selectivity, which is okay to good. It's just, when I was tuning it, okay, it's a DSP, so some of the stations that were stronger would kind of swamp the band a little bit more than fainter stations. But if you took your time and went really slow, and then if you heard some static or something and you went back a little bit, sometimes you pick up a station you didn't know was there. I found a station on this radio, this FM station, that was pretty far away, or low power, I think, and it was playing old time radio during the afternoon. I didn't even know that on a weekday. And I was like, this is interesting. And I found it with this radio, so I jumped on my bigger radio, couldn't find it, couldn't believe it. Then I jumped on my other radios. I had my Grundig G5 going with a wire attached, the one that goes outside 22 feet. And I barely picked it up, the station. So I was like, wow, this little radio is rocking on the FM. So if you take your time, this is a really good FM radio that can really pull in those faint stations. It's just that you're not going to find a ton of them because the bigger stations do swamp over the smaller stations a bit when you come closer to a larger station. But it is cool that you could find some distant stations with it, or low power stations. I was pretty impressed. That was a fun time. So it's tricky to tune. You have to go slow. Sometimes you tune backwards to find those fainter stations. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this on. I'll go to Radio Todderbert. So FM's all the way up. Got our volume control here. Now the dial is not accurate, so you just kind of got to use a log scale pretty much if you're going to use this radio a lot. See, it looks like it's on 96, but this is actually 92.9. That's what I have my FM transmitter set to. So we'll jam out. Okay, there you go. That's our analog test. Give you an idea. Analog test. Audio test. A little radio. Yeah, it sounds pretty decent for a little speaker. Yeah, it can be more bassy, but it's not harsh sounding. It's actually pretty pleasing to listen to. So let's go to the AM band. Let me just turn everything off here. And we'll rock this out here. Okay, so this is a sweet little jewel of a radio. Man, oh man, when you hear this AM band. So I opened this thing up, and when I saw this box, this pocket radio thing, I thought, oh boy. Then I saw the name, and I'm like, I can't pronounce the name right. I'm thinking this thing's going to be like just, yeah, I wasn't expecting much because I hadn't had much luck in the last, 4 or 5 months looking for a portable radio. But guys, this radio is a little rock star on the AM band. And wow, that's all I can say. During the day, amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Finding faint stations. This radio reminds me of my NIA radio. You guys remember that white radio? Yes. The NIA RD-206SP. Well, I'll tell you what, I found a radio that reminds me of that radio. This one really rocks AM. So let's go ahead and get started before I just keep babbling. So turn this to the bottom. We're on AM, right? Okay. Turn this up. And then we'll tune it. Now it is 10:29 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll keep the pocket handy for reference to try to find some stations. And we'll see what we can find. We'll do a nice band scan here. Last night I found tons, so let's hopefully find some. Now it took a little bit of effort, but I was able to get them. See what this is? Sounds like 540. So pretty weak on my pocket also. So it's 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin. 70 miles at 400 watts at night.
If your roof is leaky, if the shingles are curling, or if your roof isn't right after storms, then you need to call Crum Weedy with roofing companies. And the difference is, of course, installation. Now, Crum Weedy, they know that, and that's why they follow the manufacturer's specifications, so your warranty is totally intact, and many companies don't do that.
Okay, I thought it was a fire station. It's actually a local 560.
High-pressure sales tactics, not from Crum Weedy. They give you good, better, best options. You make the choice.
Okay, so yeah, music there. I think that's, what is that, 630 maybe? Let's check it out. Oh, that's Nashville, I think. Yep, so we hit Nashville. So this is WSM, Nashville, Tennessee. The other stations we missed, you have to kind of go backwards to get them. Okay, so you get the idea. This is 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All the same experience, expertise, and know-how as the big name real estate firms.
So a little bit of tinkering involved, but awesome. You heard 650 coming in great. Let's go to my local 670.
The way that the offense and the defense pay the attention of Greater Cincinnati right now. And
so this is 670.
We've talked before about the fact that, going out and getting Khalil Mack absolutely accelerated the timeline.
WSCR, the score.
But it wasn't just that they did that on the
381 RSVP or on the web at rsvp.marketing. RSVP, the postcard people.
This should be 700.
Thank you for calling for your special free bottle offer of Noxitril Male Enhancement.
Okay, what's the catch?
Excuse me?
So we got WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles away.
Powerful male enhancement pill on the market. And that I can take advantage of a free bottle offer? Sounds a little too good to be true.
There's no catch. And he was able to take advantage of a bad team and you can only dream of, that we encourage you to take advantage of this.
Answers God's purposes, not out of a sense of duty or obligation, but out of a perpetual sense of
Okay,
opportunity.
720 possibly?
Look at who he is. Wow!
WGN?
Sunday at 5:30 a.m. on Love Changes Life.
WGN Sports,
Chicago.
That's 800-494-1135. It's like Viagra on steroids. Improve your sex life and get bigger with your free supply.
we have been reporting a lot of overnight road work going on North.
Okay, so that sounds kind of faint, but last night was coming in strong. This is in the radio. CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
School and college students, they tweeted accusations of fascism and sent
Okay, it jumped to
3
780.
weeks after DePaul notified. The Georgia Bulldogs are ranked number 2 in the nation.
Oh, 750.
In a huge game on the road against LSU. In all the coverage, enjoy the week.
So you really have to play with that dial to get back, but you'll get your stations. WSB Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles.
WSB. Go Dogs.
It's crazy
We're
good.
live at the WSB 24-hour traffic center at 11:36. Mark earlier crashes into 400 northbound to
That's pretty cool. I was looking for 760. I think that's it. Oh, and 760 is pretty dead. Pocket's picking up nothing. Yeah, wow. Okay.
Therapy at Midwest Ketamine Center. She
780?
tried everything to manage her depression. Nothing worked. The illness had derailed.
With the scientists and researchers co-vetting a as well as with Bob Holt, will be the first Secretary of State and senior U.S. government official to ever travel to Antarctica.
I'm Clyde Lewis. You were listening to Ground Zero.
So,
Numbers to call tonight,
WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky.
3700. That's 888-673-3700.
Yeah, 830. I noticed I couldn't get it in with my pocket either. Let's try it. Yeah, barely getting.
Of their appointments, everything. Contractor one day to let him in and to show him, what needed to be done, and that was it until it was done because I
So
had
back
to
at
go to work
780.
every day. So he just came.
So the other night I was able to get the BBAP out of Fort Worth, Texas. So yeah, this radio
Been
rocks.
here and working on it, and that was how it worked. They're true to their word.
1 mega call.
It's got to be somebody to do it.
Yeah, there it is. WBAP, Fort Worth, Texas. 810 miles.
Russian Patriarch Kirill visited a Russian outpost in Antarctica.
So WHAS still.
Reportedly went there to see the penguins, or bless the penguins, they say. Well, just over a month later, on March 20th, out here getting some... oh, we got a picture of it.
I
no
know.
less.
Yes.
What was that, wheat?
Yes. My dad's a wheat farmer,
Okay.
so yeah, we would
So
drive
850,
combine and
KOA
cut the
Denver,
wheat, and after that, we'd
890
have to work
miles.
the field
How was
with
the youngest you ever drove that combine by yourself?
Sounds awesome.
I would probably say like 12 or 13, maybe something like that.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I have 2 older sisters, and they did the same thing. So yeah.
You learn how to work.
Yeah.
Guys may only cost you about $200 a drive early.
These gas can connect to the Balkans and flow into Eastern Europe as well. Did I understand that? So it can go in many directions from Bulgaria.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, the southern gas corridor that we've been talking about is the one that stretches from what the Caspian Sea is right
890 WLS.
Georgia and Turkey.
Hit a little bit of a bump in the road. About a year into the process, I was in a motorcycle accident, and so I had to hit pause on the baby steps for about 6 to 8 months, and I just paid the minimum.
850 again. So the other night, actually, I got CJBC in, which is not coming in tonight. So, okay, so it's a bad night for some things. We're going to revisit this radio and do an evening band scan, because this thing's amazing.
The pillar and foundation of truth.
Really started to even, I guess, yeah, I had a bit of knowledge of what was going on, but I didn't really, until you experience it yourself or, you know, witness someone going through it, I don't think you can really understand it, but we didn't talk about it in our house, so I didn't know what was going on.
Well, I mean, people just kind of didn't talk about it at all back then, you know? Yeah, that's true. I think about people in my family, and I know people in my family can listen to
990
me, but I think about my family.
is a Canadian station.
You just hear about people in your community describe what
Usually I get it Winnipeg, Manitoba. 675 miles.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Sad.
Which you raised professional, and Carl Anthony Towns was not being receptive to that.
ESPN
With all that
1000,
being said,
Chicago,
to me, it's
WMVP.
not so much of a right or wrong issue to me when it comes to Jimmy Butler, what he did in practice today.
Don't either have the skills or the interest in doing the jobs that are actually available in the real world.
Well, you know, which raises another point. It is too easy to sit on your butt in this society. There ought to be economic pressures on people
1020.
like that.
There are, if you have a lot of student loans, you are under economic
KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles.
Take jobs they don't like, but they've got to service those student loan debts. Over 50% of the people graduating today.
On the rule of law. And that would change the dynamic. That would take the temperature way down and back to a reasonable level. But I do want
1030 WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles.
All of these recent outbreaks are probably in primarily usually one of the most important office noises there is. But there is a woman capture like she's doing a drum solo at a sold-out arena. All the building blocks we need to survive. They found that these things will survive as well. So you have neutrinos. It could be a signature of perhaps something radioactive or some radioactive exhaust. Okay, that doesn't belong
WTM,
on this
Cleveland,
planet.
Ohio,
You've got
345 miles.
bacteria that live in extreme conditions that wouldn't be able to live in the conditions. That is the bottom line takeaway from what we saw over the last several weeks. This is what has been the awakening for Republican voters, who were pretty happy with the House and the Senate in their party's hands, with the
1140,
White House in their hands, with all
WRVA,
the
Richmond, Virginia.
regulations that the president's been able to achieve. Something has happened many times over in this economy, with unemployment at a level that we have.
Cow, that's the nicest part. I'll take the back part of the cow. And this poor simple boy, he thought that was a good thing. But it took him about a month to discover he'd made a mistake. He had
Chicago
to
station,
tend to the cow that you had
WYL.
to feed. And the other fellow...
But if the blade was still thirsty, you understand what happened on the revolution that unleashed on a nation. Look, it's very how many years has this been going on? Was it the Civil War has not ended.
So 1180, WHAM, Rochester, New York.
That is what you're going
Just gonna cruise the rest of the band.
electromagnetic testing and warfare. Without one.
Than what you were playing on the radio. It almost sounded like it was kind of far off in the distance, but it was definitely recognizable.
Was it in the sky, you think? It was up in the sky, or was it somewhere down below?
It kind of sounded like it was coming from all around.
So if you've ever seen that, they're loaded at the...
The station for more stimulating talk. News Talk 1540 KXEL.
Well, I guess this story must begin
that fateful day way back when I decided I should have a credit card.
Okay, so 210 miles, Waterloo, Iowa.
Listed on a recommendation, sent it off in the mail. $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory, obsessing over every detail.
I think this is WDLR.
100% quality guarantee.
Yeah, it kind of fades a lot. Let me see if I can ID the station here.
We hope you give us a try with this special offer. Set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6161 at checkout. That's harrys.com with 6161.
Okay, so this is actually 1530 WCKY, Cincinnati, 300 miles. So it's a little bit of fun going back and forth, but there's a lot of stations on this radio. Man, is it amazing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just cruise on down and see if some of those other stations cleared up some.
What did your morning sound like? But nobody reported it.
That game, Bears and Dolphins pregame at 9 kick.
This is Zoomer Radio. You've been listening to the McGuire Sisters on Stardust with sincerely Michael Bublé with Leonard Cohen on your man. Well, happy Love Capitalism Day. Will you move your assets and be my return on investment?
Okay, so that was CFZM, Toronto, Ontario. It was Ziggy Stardust. You heard that? That's awesome. 460 miles away. It cleared up. Yeah, just varying conditions tonight with this radio, with tuning as far as picking up stations. And that's the same with the Pocket. The Pocket was struggling too. So definitely an awesome radio. So let's go ahead and do final thoughts on this. And we turn this off. Okay, there we are. The Daogoly Radio PR, what was that little number? 108. I have to remember to say that. Should you buy this radio? Yeah, run out and buy this little dude. There's a link in my description details. Click it. Support the channel. Buy the radio. You're going to spend the $12 anyway. I get like 30, 40 cents. Helps me buy more of these suckers. I'm telling you, this is really nice radio. I mean, this is just amazing. For $12, I'm really happy with this radio. It is, in my book, is probably really close to NIA. I mean, little bit of selectivity issues on the AM. I mean, there's a little bit of swapping, but I'll be honest with you, it just depends on the evening. Because last night I got 880 WCBS, New York City. Yeah, that's right. And then I got 860 very easily. Toronto was coming in beautiful. So yeah, this thing just picks up everything. At WWL, the New Orleans station was coming in clear last night. So this will find those stations, and it comes in good. It's just a solid DSP radio. I'm very impressed with. Reminds me of the NIA RD-206SP. So for $12, if you want an AM FM portable radio, cheap, buy this one. This is my new recommendation. This is a great little radio. I'm loving this radio a lot. Just go get it. That's it. I mean, that's what it is. Support channel. Hit the link. Grab yourself one of these for $12. Guilt-free. You'll love it. You'll thank me later. You'll just absolutely love this radio. It's just, everything's well built about it. It's just, the controls are nice. It has a bell clip. A lot of guys are going to like that. 2 AA batteries, like how it runs off of that. It has a headphone jack, which is nice. I'm not too fond of the little shorty antenna. If this antenna was longer, I'd probably get better reception in FM. When I put my wire on here, the thing just lights up and I get way more stations. I mean, 57, whatever, and I'd turn into 70 or 80 stations easily with my wire attached. So this is just a rock solid DSP radio. This is how they should be DSP radios. This is exactly how they should make it. So I'm very happy with this performance for this cheap of a price. So there it is. If you enjoyed the presentation of the Daogoly radio, not the Daogoly radio, give me a big like. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. If you like cheap and expensive radios and you think this is awesome, subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future videos. I'm going to do a daytime band scan with this thing and probably revisit it at night. I want to know how this thing does, and you guys are going to probably be curious too. Maybe do some face-offs with this radio. Maybe I'll take the NIA out and we'll compare. That'd be cool. We'll do that. Comment below what you think about this radio. If it's for you, do you like it? I think it's pretty sharp. I really do enjoy it. This is fun radio to use. Comment below, let me know what you think. And then, of course, join me on Patreon, the big P over here. Todderbert's Patreon, Rockin. Come on over there, hang out. A lot of cool stuff to do there. You'll enjoy it. So I appreciate all the support there. Thank you very much. All right, guys, make this video any longer. Take care. We'll see you next one. Bye-bye.